Welcome to another edition of LRMania Reviews, and I'm here to review a fantastic show I just watched, and that is NXT Takeover Chicago. This was great. This was just a fantastic WWE show, fantastic NXT show. As of right now, I think this was the best Takeover. I think this was better than our Evolution, and that tells you a lot because I love those shows. You know, when my reviews are up, by the time they're up, you'll know how much I enjoyed all the NXT Takeover shows. I loved our Evolution, I loved the Brooklyn show, and I loved the Dallas show. But I think this was even better. And the thing about those shows had a lot of characters that I liked a lot more than this show did. And I was a lot more attached to the characters, and I was watching the TV show every week. And those shows here, I barely ever watch a TV show anymore. I usually just watch takeovers. On occasion, I'll watch one of the shows, but this NXT show, this was just crazy good. This was awesome, and this was just an incredible night for NXT. The best takeover, yeah. I've made up my mind. The best takeover show I've ever seen. One of the best WWE shows I've seen in a while. So, let's talk about the show. The show was in Chicago, very loud crowd, not as much CM Punk chants as I heard, as I was expecting. So, one thing I thought, maybe it is possible they messed with the volume and they toned it down a bit, but there was no CM Punk chants that I heard. Except in the Hideo Itami match. You know, of course, when you hit the Joes go to sleep, you'll get those. But the CM Punk chants were that loud tonight, and I was actually kind of happy because I didn't want to have the whole show ruined with Punk chants. But, the fans are welcome to ruin the show tomorrow night, because I'm not looking forward to that show at all, so they can ruin it tomorrow night. So the show starts off with Roderick Strong and Eric Young, and they had a really good match. Not a great match, but a very good match, very solid match. Crowd was into it. Roderick Strong was very over. They like this shit. Let's go, Roddy. Roderick Strong. They've been pushing him a lot. They've been showing video packages about his personal life. He just had a kid with his girl. They showed one before that about his rough childhood. So they've been really pushing this guy. I think him and Bobby Roode might be the next program. I think you'll see that match eventually. And here, in a match to start off the show, they had a good match, and I enjoyed it. Bobby Roode won. Glad he did. You had Sanity get involved, but he had Roode fight him off, and Strong, Roderick Strong. I said Roode. You had Strong, Roderick Strong, fight him off, and Strong won. Again, fun match. Then we go to the match of the year so far in WWE not the match of the year, obviously not the match of the year in all of wrestling, because we all know there was one match that happened earlier in this year that blew this match out of the water, but in WWE, easily the best match I've seen this year. For the WWE UK Championship, the champion, Tyler Bate, against Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne wins the belt in a fantastic match. This match was excellent. This was great. This was just phenomenal. This was insane. The crowd was super into this. They chanted UK. It was as if they didn't know what else to chant. They tore the host down. I thought probably the best NXT match I've ever seen. Maybe Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville might have been better, but this might have been the best one. This was a great match. They tore the host down, had a fun match. Crowd was super into it. It was very exciting to watch. Several near falls. There was one, I don't know what you call it, an inverted shooting star press or something. That I thought that might have been the finish. Then there was kickouts after kickouts. The whole point of this, and I think the main reason they went out, they let them go out. So the NXT people told them to go out with a bang and just try to tear the house down as much as possible, was because of the WWE UK TV show, which I'm not sure I still have interest in watching even after this phenomenal match. And I know I sound like an asshole for saying that, but I think that was the main reason they really let them go out, and they absolutely tore it down. I was thinking to myself, you might as well just stop the show. There's nothing that can come close to this, and nothing did, but man, this was still a great show, and this match was absolutely fantastic. Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne defeats Tyler Bate in the middle of the ring, wins the UK Championship, so we have a new UK champion. pretty quick title reign. This match was fantastic. This was excellent. And as I said, the best match I've seen this year in WWE. Then we went to the women's match, and I thought this might have been the weakest match on the show. This was still a good match. You had Asuka against Nikki Cross against Ruby Riott. Asuka is the heel now, and the crowd was super into Ruby Riott, which surprised me. They liked her more than Asuka, and that's probably a good thing because Asuka is a heel, but I thought Asuka would be a little bit more popular. They had a good match. It was a fun match. The problem is you just knew Asuka was going to win, and I wasn't a big fan of the finish. But, at the end, in the third act, the match got really good and got really exciting and had some cool spots. They showed Ember Moon during the match in the press box since, she's still recovering from the injury. So I think they're going to get Ember Moon is the one to beat Asuka NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3. That's my prediction. Ember Moon takes the belt from Asuka in Brooklyn. Asuka, again, she carried the match herself. She's so good. She's the best female worker in the company. In the history of the company, they've never had a female worker on the level of Asuka. She's absolutely fantastic. And it showed. They had a really good, they had a good women's match. I enjoyed it. It was a fun match. Crowd got into it at the end, and Asuka retains. Not a big fan of the finish. I didn't like the whole double pin, but right person won. Asuka really should have won. And then we go to the co-main event, which surprised me. So it's the NXT title, Bobby Roode and Hideo Itami. So I was thinking this was going on last for sure. So I was expecting, right when I heard, okay, that means Roode's winning this match, which should happen, and that means DIY is going to win, and they're going to send the fans home happy, and we have new tag champs. Makes sense to have the babyfaces go over in the main event. That's exactly what I thought. However, we would get swerved. Roode and Itami had a very good match. I really liked it. It was a little bit slow in the beginning, but it picked up really fast. You had Roode hit the DDT, and I really liked how they used injuries. Roode sold his shoulder well, and Itami sold his ankle well, and they used that to play into the finishes of the match. It was a very physical match. They teased he hit the go to sleep, but Roode fell out of the ring. I was afraid, oh my god, if he kicks out of the GTS, they're going to hijack the show and chant CM Punk all night for sure. But thankfully they didn't. And this was a very good match, very solid title match. Really enjoyed it. Now, there was a lot of heat. Bobby Roode, when he came out, he comes out to another big entrance, of course. What they have is last time they had two women playing the Glorious song on pianos. Now what they do is, on the whole LED screen on the floor, they had like a piano, and they do like if you were, to create a piano song on some kind of media player on your desktop. That's what it would look like. So it was like a piano visual on someone virtually playing the piano, and it was playing Bobby Roode's theme song, and he comes out. And, Roode was way more over than Itami. And they were cheering for Roode a lot more. But then Itami got them over. As he kind of got the fans in there at the end. Itami's going to win. You kind of thought that, and you wanted to see it. However, Roode takes it, and I think they should keep a belt on Roode. He won it. It would have been a good place to have him hit the GTS and get the pin. But, Roode won the belt on January, and it'd be way too soon to take the belt off of him. And I see a lot of hate for Roode. A lot of people don't like the Styles matches. He had a very good match here. I really enjoyed this title match a lot. And then we go to the main event, the NXT Tag Team titles in a ladder match. And this match was great. I loved it. This was balls to the walls. This was nuts. And I was thinking, in NXT, when they have these ladder matches, they don't necessarily go all low. It's developmental. They kind of hold them back a bit. The first show, the Arrival show, I believe, you had Adrian Neville and Bo Dallas. They had a very safe match. It was a good match, though. It was a decent ladder match. It was very, very safe. Finn Balor and Kevin Owens had a great match, a great ladder match. Not a crazy match, but it was still a really, really strong ladder match. But, it wasn't too crazy. This was easily the best ladder match they've ever had at NXT. This was fantastic. You had so many crazy spots. These guys were going at it. The Authors of Pain were they really wanted to prove they belonged. DIY completely carries them, of course, but this match was fantastic. He hit a lot of false finishes. I thought for sure DIY was winning when this was the main event. Okay, for sure DIY is winning. Rude's beating Nakamura or Hideo Itami clean, so let's just send the fans home happy with DIY re-getting the tag belts, and they're not going to even beat the Authors of Pain, because in a ladder match you don't really beat someone, you're not pinning them. So the big monster heels are protected, but no, Authors of Pain win. And let's talk about some of the match before I get to the ending of the show. You had spot after spot. You had DIY, the Authors of Pain actually set up these two ladders on the outside, which connected to the ring to the apron, and then there was a giant ladder in the middle. And what happened was, the DIY, they put them on the ladders, and they climbed up, and they both did double cross bodies onto the Authors of Pain through the ladders. And Ciampa, he went through, I think it was Razor, they broke the ladder. However, Gargano, when he went through a calm, they didn't break the ladder. Gargano went way too high over, and I think Akam too. He was too much on one side of the ladder, and they ended up, bouncing, falling off the ladder. And I think Gargano, I thought he almost broke his neck. That looked nasty. Then he had a really cool false finish spot with Paul Ellering. You had several, and of course you had that German suplex from hell that Gargano gave Razor, and Razor went through the ladder. That was badass. Then the Authors of Pain winning at the end, which was just, it pissed me off so much. I was like, what the fuck, man. I got so mad when I saw, I was like, oh, fuck, that's bullshit. That annoyed me and I don't know, it was a mixture of, I also really wanted to see the basketball game, so I turned it off. I miss it. I checked Twitter, and all of a sudden I see that Gargano, or Ciampa has put Gargano through 2 red tables, and he's standing over him like a psychopath. So I saw what happened was, they got a standing ovation after the match. Ciampa, how am I going to explain this? So Ciampa has his arm over Gargano, and they're ready to go to the back, and then he throws Gargano right into the Titantron, throws him back onto the set with the table, knees him in the face, puts him on top of the announcer's table, and then gives him this awkward, like an reverse fireman's carry off the announcer's table through 2 production tables set up on the ground, and it was just crazy. The fans were chanting, "We want tables," earlier in the match. They kind of got at the end, and these fans were so mad, and it was so fucking good. They chanted, "Fuck you, Ciampa! Fuck you, Ciampa!" really loud. They were pissed off. This was one of the best heel turns I've seen in a while. This reminded me so much of Kevin Owens turning on Sami Zayn on that one takeover, and then, power bombing. But this was just a brutal beatdown. This was one of the great heel turns I've seen in a while, and it pissed everyone off. Now, here's the thing I don't like. Why would you not want these guys to go into the main roster? These guys on the main roster are money together. You don't think they can, how bad the fans like these guys? They love these guys together. These guys could be a great tag team. Them winning the tag belts like at a big show would be such a memorable moment, but W didn't. They decided not to go that direction. I don't know how you put them back together after this beatdown. If you would have just brought him to the stage, maybe, but he killed the guy. I don't know how you can put them back together, so I think they missed a big opportunity of having tag champs on the main roster, but I'm going to enjoy these next few months. I'm looking forward to the match they have. Maybe they have a match at Brooklyn. That was a fantastic heel turn and a fantastic match and a fantastic show. So, NXT Takeover Chicago was great. And Backlash, you have no chance. Backlash is doomed.